Welcome man-children and future man-children. This guide is long overdue, and it's because I wanted to fully understand the material before passing it along through my bowels of knowledge. So put on your bibs, Mama Bird is about to feed you. This guide was actually requested by Anna Flatra on my very home server of Fanfrit. Anna ran into me and I asked if she, he, they, them, zer, zim, or whatever needed anything, and it requested this guide. So Anna, Big Daddy Egg always keeps his promises. Alright, enough romantics, let's get nasty. I want to open by saying you can find all of this information through Google or other YouTube videos, so I won't be reinventing the wheel here. Most of my information I got was from Icy Veins, so credit to them for their infographics and information, and I will put a link in the description for you as well. I will be presenting the same information, but in a way that is much easier to understand and work with. This guide is focused on max level collectibles, and I would consider this to be an advanced gatherer's guide. If you guys do want a basics guide regarding this topic, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Let's go and begin with the requirements. To use this guide properly, you must have a level 100 gatherer of some sort, have a full set of level 100 gathering gear, and have some of your melds done. And a final point here, if you don't have these things, you don't need a gathering rotation guide yet. Next, let's go over the collectible user interface and explain how this all works. Whenever you click on a collectible item within a node, this user interface will show up. Let's focus on the primary actions first. The green button, or scour, is a basic 200 collectability button. Nothing fancy here. Next is Brazen Prospector. It's more of a gamble as the collectability ranges from 100 to 300. And finally, Meticulous Prospector. This has a % chance to not reduce integrity. This is huge as we want as many swings as possible per node. And the final button is Collect. Think of this as an execute button. Collect will be the button we use to trigger each swing. Now let's take a look at the secondary actions and bonuses. First up, Scrutiny. Scrutiny improves collectability, and that number is based off your perception rating. Collector's Focus increases chance for Collector's Intuition to trigger by 75%. In none of the rotational charts is this ability used. And finally, Priming Touch will double the chance that Meticulous Prospector will not affect integrity, and this is used on some of the charts below 1000 GP. With that out of the way, let's go on to rotations. Let's keep it simple. Don't worry so much about your abilities, and let's follow the flowchart. These infographics are awesome, and I will be teaching from these. The rotations are broken down by GP. For example, this is a 1000 GP rotation. Icy Veins also has lower gathering point charts, but if you can learn this one, you can use them all. You can also have a little less than 1000 GP to use this particular chart. I say a little less because you gain 6 GP per swing. So let's go step by step. Open with Scrutiny, followed by Meticulous Prospector. Now we have a decision to make based on what just happened. If Collector's High standard procced, then you'll use Scrutiny, followed by Brazen Prospector. And if it didn't, then follow the chart, and then you'll do Scrutiny and Meticulous Prospector again. For now, let's follow the upper path. And here's another split that you must pay attention to. If you ended up with 800 collectability and collector standard, or just 850 to 999 collectability, you will use Meticulous Prospector. The other fork in the road is if you just hit 800 collectability with nothing else going on. You will then instead just use Scour. And the final fork here shows if you have already hit 1000 collectability, you will use Solid Reason or Ageless Words, depending on if you are a miner or botanist. I did want to explain the Solid, Ageless, and Wise to the World thing a little bit more. Solid and Ageless just give back 1 integrity, but it also has a 50% chance to proc Eureka Moment. All Eureka Moment does is it allows you to use Wise to the Worlds, which also returns 1 integrity. So it's important to keep in mind that you should always have 2 integrity spots available before using Solid or Ageless. You will continue to spam Solid or Ageless, followed by Wise to the World. Each of those abilities return another chance to swing, so it should refill the integrity of the nodes so that you can get more swings in before it disappears. Let's go back to the first split. Let's say that you got Collector's High. You would use Scrutiny and Brazen Prospectors as we showed earlier. Now we come to another split, and if you have 1000 collectability, you go into the Solid/Ageless and Collection Spam. If you have less than 1000, you will use the Meticulous Prospector, and then you will engage in the Solid, Ageless, and Collection Spam. The other charts shown here can be used if you don't have 1000 GP, and again, I will leave a link in the description so you can access these. Or you can feel free to pause the video and stare as long as you like. Before I wrap things up guys, please take a second to hit the like or subscribe button if you haven't already. It really does help support the channel, or if you want to be extra, consider becoming a channel member. With that said, I think that covers most everything you need to know regarding advanced gathering rotations. I hope this was useful, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.